Paddy, it's a little deceptive.
Really?
Paddy gets fat, but he doesn't get out of shape. Paddy's got incredible endurance and an insane work ethic, but he also really loves to live and live life. You know, so he'll have a few beers, eat some pizza, get fat, but he's
Ilia Topuria.
Ilia no mas Topuria. He doesn't want no more.
If you want me to fight Posh Boy next, if you want me to fight Chorizo next, if you want me to fight Charles next, anyone can get it.
I think Paddy and Ilia is one of the biggest fights you can make and happen. Let's go.
I think it's one of the easiest fights that I could have in the lightweight division.
Following his dominant showing at UFC 299, Paddy Pimblett appears more determined than ever to conquer the lightweight division. Rather than slowing down, he remains focused on testing himself against the division's toughest contenders and continuing his climb toward UFC gold. Pimblett has made it clear that he believes he has what it takes to become the undisputed lightweight champion. With his confidence at an all-time high, the message from the baddie is simple: he's ready to face whoever stands between him and the title.
UFC doesn't have anybody in mind. Do you have something to say, this is what I would prefer from you?
No, not really. I want to be a world champion. I want to be undisputed champion of the world. I want to be the first ever world champion from Liverpool. And I'm going to do that. I know that's in my destiny. I know it's in my fate. Whether it's the next fight or the next 10 fights, I'm going to be a world champion. It's that simple. If you want me to fight Justin next, if you want me to fight Posh Boy next, if you want me to fight Chorizo next, if you want me to fight Charles next, anyone can get it.
When Paddy, the baddie, Pimblett talks about the lightweight division, he makes his intentions crystal clear. He has already mentioned Max Holloway, one of the sport's most established stars, before turning his attention towards some of the division's toughest names. Pimblett has also called out elite contenders such as Ilia Topuria, Arman Tsarukyan, and Justin Gaethje, showing that he isn't interested in taking an easy route to the top. His message is straightforward. He wants to test himself against the biggest threats in the lightweight division and prove he belongs among the UFC's elite.
Game, put the music back on, I'll go back out and I'll fight Max. I probably weigh heavier than Max right now. I'm game, know what I mean? Give me anyone at lightweight now and I'll kill him.
Paddy Pimblett isn't backing away from his biggest target. Despite all the movement and uncertainty surrounding the lightweight division, a fight with Ilia Topuria remains at the top of his wish list. Pimblett continues to view their rivalry as unfinished business, with the personal tension between the two adding even more fuel to the matchup. For Paddy, this isn't simply about rankings or another name on his resume. He wants the opportunity to settle the rivalry once and for all inside the Octagon.
I know he deserves a beating, and he got the beating he deserved off Justin, but he deserves another one off me. But at the minute I feel sorry for him, you know what I mean? The poor little guy.
Not everyone shares Paddy Pimblett's confidence, however. Justin Gaethje has made it clear that he believes Ilia Topuria would have a significant advantage if the two eventually met inside the Octagon. Gaethje points to Topuria's elite striking, well-rounded MMA skill set, and championship-level experience as major reasons for his belief. In his view, the former champion possesses the kind of complete game and finishing ability that could create serious problems for Pimblett. That raises the biggest question surrounding this potential matchup. Would Paddy's confidence be enough to overcome Topuria's elite skill set, or would Ilia simply be too much for him?
Having fought both men, which fight would you say is more challenging?
Oh, well, I mean, Ilia is one of the best in the world. He is one of the most dangerous fighters that there is, and he's a lot more dangerous than Paddy Pimblett. However, Paddy Pimblett is goofy. He's got a funky style, and not goofy in a bad way.
Yeah.
No, no, you know, being goofy is such an asset. In there, he's really hard to hit. He's really long. You know, he moves in weird angles and at different times, and so that throws you off. And that's why he has success, and that's why guys like Sean Strickland have success, and guys like Dricus Du Plessis have success, because their timing is just different and funky, and so having a funky style is hard to figure out the first time you're fighting somebody, and so. Yeah, I mean, it's just that. I think Ilia is way more dangerous. I think fighting's crazy. I think, you know, in my mind, I think 97 out of 100 times, Ilia beats him up.
Pimblett isn't buying into the hype surrounding Topuria either. He appears completely unfazed by the aura of an undefeated fighter and believes the perception of Topuria's dominance has been exaggerated. Paddy has gone as far as predicting that he can finish Topuria in multiple ways, either by putting him away on the feet or forcing a submission on the ground. And if the UFC eventually makes the matchup official, Pimblett says he intends to back up all of that confidence inside the Octagon and prove that his words aren't just talk.
I would love to see you inside the cage with Ilia Topuria. How would you get the job done against Ilia?
To absolutely smash his face in for him. I can see me beating him anywhere the fight goes, to be honest. People have put him on a pedestal now. They think he's this big, amazing thing, when I'll bring him crashing back down to earth in a big...
Ilia Topuria, meanwhile, appears just as confident about the potential matchup, showing no hesitation when discussing Paddy Pimblett. Topuria has dismissed Pimblett as one of the more manageable opponents in the lightweight division and has predicted that he would control the fight from the opening bell through the final moments. His confidence goes even further, with Topuria suggesting that he would have the freedom to decide how the fight ends. Those bold claims have only intensified the tension between the two fighters, turning a potential matchup into one of the most personal and highly anticipated rivalries in the UFC lightweight division.
What is going on with Paddy?
With Paddy, all the fans around the world, I think that they want to see that fight. And at the same time, I have to be honest, I think it's one of the easiest fights that I could have in the lightweight division. I don't know, I can do with him whatever I want to do in reality. It's very excited fight for the fans.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna enjoy a lot the whole process, and at the same time, it's a fight where I'm gonna be able to shine once again.
How would you win? When would you win? Give us some of that Ilia prediction magic.
Against Paddy?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to think about it. I promise you, I could choose the way I want to finish.
First round?
Be like, that's for sure. He's not gonna stay there for more than one round with me. But I don't know, maybe it's gonna be cool to submit him in the ground with a triangle choke from the mount, something like that. Like, as I told him,
Pimblett is doubling down on his assessment of Topuria, arguing that the former champion could be a different fighter following his most recent defeat. Paddy believes the loss may have taken a serious toll on Topuria, not just physically but also mentally. According to Pimblett, the punishment Topuria endured could affect his confidence and performances moving forward, potentially changing the trajectory of his career. It's a bold prediction, and one that adds even more intensity to their already heated rivalry.
Gagey to get you into that dogfight, dragged you into it, you know what I mean? And Ilia's never had that. Ilia's never had to come back from adversity. Ilia's only ever been the hammer. He's never been the nail. Know what I mean? That's why after that fight with Justin that I had, I knew I could come back stronger and better because I've done it before. I don't think Ilia Topuria ever comes back the same.
Following UFC 329, the MMA guru praised Paddy Pimblett's dominant win over Benoit St. Denis, calling it a major statement victory. Paddy entered as the underdog but delivered a performance that silenced his critics and strengthened his position among the UFC lightweight elite.
The card. Benoit St. Denis versus Paddy the Baddy lad. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett lad, yous know who the boy is, lad. Yous know who the fucking boy is, lad. I'm the star of the show, lad. Paddy Pimblett steals the show with a generational performance against Benoit St. Denis. Amazing win. Genuinely amazing win. I don't know what the odds ended at, but when I was picking Paddy Pimblett, he's still an underdog. I think he was even more of an underdog when I was picking him as well. The odds closed up a little bit. But people were counting out Paddy here big time. And I said, what did I say, lad? Paddy said the same thing actually this fight week. I didn't make my prediction based on what he was saying. But that's the route to victory for him. If he stings Benoit on the feet and Benoit thinks I'll grapple, he leaves his head in position for a real elite fighter to catch guillotines on him.
After that statement win, the MMA guru believes the UFC should book Paddy Pimblett versus Ilia Topuria next. He argues that Paddy's dominant performance has only intensified the rivalry, giving both fighters huge momentum and making the matchup even more appealing. In his view, this could be one of the most exciting and marketable fights in the UFC lightweight division.
Lad, I'm like a fucking spider, lad. Starts calling out Ilia Topuria, the winner of Holloway versus McGregor. There was fighting, I guess that fight ain't happening. Maybe you could get Holloway though. But I reckon December, Ilia Topuria, Paddy Pimblett. Why not, man? Let Paddy Pimblett have his summer. He's back on momentum. You have to cash in on Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett. You just simply have to. I won't take anything else. And then you do Oliveira Arman. I would like to see Arman versus Gaethje, but I could see them not doing it and maybe doing an Arman versus Holloway, but I don't know what's going to happen. But Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria has to happen next. And guess what? It's actually a fucking interesting fight.
Jorge Masvidal agrees that Paddy Pimblett versus Ilia Topuria is becoming impossible to ignore. He believes Paddy's latest win has all the ingredients of a true mega fight, real bad blood, major momentum, and serious championship implications. Masvidal is also confident Pimblett could handle Charles Oliveira, arguing that Oliveira may be past his peak and that Paddy's grappling could give him the edge and potentially lead to a submission victory.
About 10 minutes ago, I'd submit Charles.
And have you heard anything back from him or?
No, like I've got nothing but respect for Charles. You know what I mean? He's an absolute legend in the sport, but he's on his way out. And I think if he tried to grapple with me, I'd submit him. But we'd probably end up having a war for 5 rounds on the feet if I ended up fighting Charles Oliveira.
Michael Bisping believes Paddy Pimblett's career has reached a major turning point after UFC 329. While Bisping doesn't see an immediate title shot as the obvious next step, he does believe Paddy is ready for some major high-profile challenges. Bisping pointed to names like Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway as ideal opponents, fights that could build Pimblett's momentum while revealing just how far he can go against elite competition.
Paddy Pimblett, he was amazing. What's next for Paddy? We don't know. I don't think it's going to be a title fight. I think maybe a fight with Charles Oliveira. He called him out.
Like, I've got nothing but respect for Charles, you know what I mean? He's an absolute legend in the sport, but he's on his way out. And I think if he tried to grapple with me, I'd submit him.
Maybe a fight with Max Holloway. Maybe a fight with Justin Gaethje. A fight with Max Holloway would make a lot of sense. If Max wants to come back down to 155, which I think he will. He looked quick, he looked fast, he looked mean, he looked lean, he ran in, he jumped off the side of the octagon like Anthony Showtime Pettis back in.
Cal Sodden takes that argument even further, suggesting that Paddy Pimblett now has a huge range of opportunities after his dominant performance. While a potential fight with Max Holloway has generated plenty of attention, Sodden believes matchups with Ilia Topuria or Arman Tsarukyan could be even more meaningful. And if the lightweight title picture suddenly opens up, Pimblett could find himself much closer to championship contention than expected. One big win at the right time could completely change his path to the U.
Next for Paddy, you want to know a great fight that somebody in the know, I gotta leave their name out, but somebody whose opinion matters just suggested? Max Holloway versus Paddy the Baddy. Now, I understand the recency bias on getting them together, but there's still a post-fight press conference. There's post-fight media. If those guys go out and find one another, right, I don't think it's a fight that the UFC is going to get going. Paddy the Baddy's already got his hands full. He got business with Arman Tsarukyan. He's got business with Ilia Topuria. Justin Gaethje mentioned last night, if you guys didn't see, that he has not yet decided if he's going to retire or continue to compete. I didn't even know that was on the table. I thought Gaethje was all in, but just imagine that Gaethje was to step aside. That puts the belt up at a vacated standpoint. 2 athletes are going to be asked to come forward. I have to assume Paddy is one of them.
Chael Sonnen believes Paddy Pimblett has finally silenced many of his critics by making major improvements in his discipline, professionalism, and preparation outside the octagon. Rather than relying only on natural ability, Pimblett now appears more committed to staying in shape and maintaining his preparation year-round. After a dominant performance with very little damage taken, Sonnen believes Paddy is ready for another career-defining challenge.
Man, Paddy the Baddy is nobody's fool. I think that you guys are seeing that now, but a lot of you guys were like me. You thought that this was a kid that said funny things with a weird hairdo. This is a regional fighter. He doesn't take it too serious. He blows up. He goes from Paddy the Fatty to Paddy the Baddy. He doesn't do that anymore. Rashad Evans was just making a point. Rashad had talked to people in his camp. Paddy's not blowing up in between fights anymore. Paddy's been out with injury. Paddy's last contest was a long, drawn-out, 25-minute war. Think about him in this standpoint. If he uses this for what it should be, a springboard, he's already got his weight down. He's already in shape. He doesn't have to miss a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks of practice to heal his body. This literally is what dreams are made of.
Even Demetrius "Mighty Mouse" Johnson has praised Paddy Pimblett's potential, calling him a future UFC champion. Johnson highlighted Pimblett's composure during chaotic grappling exchanges, his ability to link submissions together, and his knack for capitalizing on even the smallest openings. In Johnson's view, those elite grappling instincts and strong fundamentals are what could ultimately separate Pimblett from the rest of the lightweight content.
I think Paddy Pimblett is a future champion. I truly mean that. He's very good everywhere. He's good at creating the chaos. And I think for him, once he gets into chaos, he's able to find submissions. And each submission that he really, gets is very, very good basics, good fundamentals, meaning that BSC comes across the board, they start exchanging, he shoots a takedown, he gives up his neck, he takes the neck, and he stays with the choke. He attacks the guillotine, BSC rolls. When he rolls, he attacks the shoulder. When I mean he attacks the shoulder, when he's trying to roll through, he attacks the shoulder so he can't completely roll through. When he attacked it and he rolled through, he locks up a beautiful Darce choke, he hangs onto it, BSC's trying to escape. Paddy sits on his butt, throws his legs over, and he's able to lock it in. He keeps it, secures that beautiful submission.
With so many respected names now backing Paddy Pimblett, the message is becoming clear. His rise in the lightweight division can no longer be ignored. From potential showdowns with Topuria, Oliveira, Holloway, and Sarukian to the possibility of entering the title picture, Paddy has more opportunities than ever. But the biggest question remains, can Pimblett turn this momentum into UFC gold? His next opponent could reveal just how close he really is to becoming champion. What do you think? Who should Paddy Pimblett fight next? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Ringside Action for more UFC news, fight breakdowns, and MMA updates.